Just a quick good morning to say hello and recognize everyone who's joining us on YouTube, Facebook, Zoom, and in the room. Thank you all for coming. And then turning it over to the musicians. Lovely, thank you.
Look at the person next to you.
Take a look at the person next to you.
Say, God loves you and love you too.
God loves you and I love you too.
Feel the love and the unity.
Feel the love and the unity.
Lift your voice and repeat after me.
Lift your voice and repeat after
We come
me.
together.
We come 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 together in the name of love.
We come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
Take a look at the person next to you.
Take a look at the person next to you.
Say, I recognize the God in you.
I recognize the God in you.
Feel the love and the unity.
Feel the love and the unity.
Lift your voice and repeat after me.
Lift your voice and repeat
We
after me.
come together.
We come together.
We come together. We come together.
We come together in the name of love.
We come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
From every walk of life,
Every walk of life,
every creed and color,
every creed and color,
in kinship we unite.
kinship we unite.
In honor of the God and each other. Look at the person next to you.
Look at the person next to you.
Say, Namaste, I bow to you.
Namaste, I bow to you.
Feel the love and the unity.
Feel the love and the unity.
Lift your voice and repeat after me.
Lift your voice and repeat
We
after
come
me.
together.
We come together.
Come together.
We come together.
We come together.
We come together
In the name of love. We come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
We come together.
We come together.
We come together.
We come
We
together.
come together.
We come together in the name of
One more
love.
time. We come together.
We come
We
together.
come together.
We come
We
together.
come together.
We come together in the name of love. In the name of love.
We're doing a together thing here this morning.
Because we're all in this together.
Together we stand, divided we fall. Come on, people, now let's get on the ball and work together. Come on, let's work together. Because together we will stand. Everybody is part of the plan. Things go wrong, as they sometimes will. The road you travel, it seems all uphill. Let's work together. Come on, let's work together. Because together we will stand. Everybody is part of the plan. What should we do now? Make someone happy, make someone smile. Let's work together and make life worthwhile. Let's work together. Come on, let's work together. La la be born. hand in hand. Let's make this world at once a good place to stand and work together. Come on, let's work together. Because together we will stand. Everybody is part of the plan. Together we stand, divided we fall. Come on now people, let's get on board and work together. Come on, let's work together. Because together we will stand. Everybody is part of the plan. Because together we will stand. Everybody is part of the plan.
Thank you. It's so nice to hear live music. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Oh, another quick good morning, because I am not who you're used to seeing up here. I'm Reverend Madalyn Wade, and it's a delight to be here with all of you, and I'm honored to be the minister this morning. And I get to remind you of who we are. We are a radically inclusive, spiritually progressive, supportive community that celebrates the diversity of creation. We strive to live authentic spiritual lives through a practical application of the teachings of the science of mind. We engage in sacred practices that uplift our spirit, deepen our awareness, and ignite our soul's self-expression. Oh. We demonstrate active compassion to ourselves and each other and the world. We experience meaningful contributions through giving generously of our time, our talents, and our treasures. We intentionally promote our community and its teachings. Take a deep breath with me. So y'all arrive. It just feels so good. Yes, luscious. And now I'd like to invite Gary Wade up to help us with our candle lighting ceremony, our ritual. And we light these candles to celebrate the unity of all peoples, all faiths, all beings, and all life. We light the first candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous people. We light the second candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the third candle for Taoism, honoring the path of the ultimate reality, the natural way. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the middle way as the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the teachings of Jesus as the path of love, forgiveness, and healing by the presence within. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle for all forms of New Thought teaching, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles of love and law. And we light the 10th candle for absolute inclusivity, affirming that all are welcome and celebrated here. And the one final candle we light, honoring infinity of oneness as all of creation, seen and unseen. Thank you, Gary. Pardon? And now I'm going to turn it back over to the musicians so we can have more live music. So exciting. Yay. Please enjoy.
get us all together here. But a song we sing feels the way we die. You can make the mountains ring or make the angels cry. Though the bird is on the wing and you may not know why. People now, smile on each other, everybody get together, try to love one another right now.
Some may come and some may go, but we shall surely pass. When the one that left us here returns for us at last, we are but a moment's sunlight fading in the grass. Come on, people now, smile on each other, everybody get together, try to love one another right now. If you hear the song I sing, you will understand.
Listen,
You hold the key to a love and fear, all in your trembling hand. Just one key unlocks them both. It's there at your command. Come on, people now, smile on each other, everybody get together, try to love one another right now.
yes, I said,
Come on, people now, smile on each other, everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Right now, right now, right
So awesome. There's just a few announcements, not too many. And now I can read it, sort of. So funny. First off, there is a amazing system that we're using for being here live. And as you walk in, there's a easel, and it has Mardi Gras beads on it. And the Mardi Gras beads are symbolic and give a message to each other. So if you're wearing red beads, you can take those. And that's please stay 6 feet apart and masked and conversation only and no touching and stuff, which is hard for me, but anyway. So that's what the red means. And then the yellow or the gold, which I think works better with our outfits, but that's my opinion. I'm finding, I'm finding my way. I'm comfortable, but just, check in with me. Maybe a hug is great, or, whatever. Just, maybe I got up on the wrong side of the bed, and you don't want to be close to me. Then I should have worn red. Anyway, so you get the choice. And then if you want to wear green, that means give me a hug. I'm here. I'm ready to engage with you. and I feel comfortable. And we do all wear masks in the hall because, except for me and the musicians when they're singing and stuff, because of the mandates. And we're going to honor that because my point of view is let's be safer than sorry. I just lost it. Yeah, anyway. And then if you want to have a space next to you on the seat, there are little, please do not sit on this seat signs if you wanted to use one of those. You're welcome to do that. So, but I'm just so grateful you're all here. This is awesome. So fun. And then the other announcement I have is that the Actualizing Wholeness, which was taking place the first Tuesday of every month, has been put on hiatus until early probably next year because of all the holidays and everything. And it's dialogue based on David Bohm's work. So you never know where we're going to go. It's luscious, but it's Actualizing Wholeness. So look for that when it comes back. That would be awesome. And we're on Zoom because we've got people across the, Canada and everywhere else to be coming to. So that's awesome. Okay, now it's that wonderful time that we get to go inward. So I'd like to invite Reverend Lanny up to take us inward and share the affirmation and the quality, the value for this week. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning. Good to see you all. So our value for today is integrity. Now, when I hear that word integrity, the first thing that comes to my mind, it's like before I look up all the quotes that people have said about integrity or the definition, I say what you mean and mean what you say. Say what you mean and mean what you say. And also, live by your principle even when no one is watching. There's a quote that says, integrity is telling myself the truth, and honesty is telling the truth to other people. So, another one of these wonderful quotes, and of course, we have a quote from Ernest Holmes, who is the Science of Mind author. He was the mystic, the philosopher, who first intuited this particular philosophy that we practice, because we practice a philosophy, a faith, and a way of life. So integrity, the integrity of the universe cannot be questioned or doubted. The spirit must be and is perfect. That which is back of everything must be good, must be complete, must be love and harmony. So that is what is in back of everything. And that relates to the definition from the dictionary of integrity that says, the state of being whole and undivided. So another quote that I found is from Nelson Mandela. He says, as I have said, the first thing is to be honest with yourself. You can never have an impact on society if you have not changed yourself. Great peacemakers are all people of integrity, of honesty, but humility. I was recently at a presentation given by Dr. Barbara Love, who is a university professor, and she was speaking to the Citizens Climate Lobby presenters, talking to them about how do you present information about climate change in a way that can be heard by the people of the global majority. So this is people of color, right? Whether it's red or yellow or black or brown, those are the people of the global majority. And that was the first time I had really heard that phrase, the people of the global majority. And it's really coming to say, yes, all of those colorful people are the people of the global majority. So another thing about our integrity is that Brené Brown, her definition is choosing courage over comfort, choosing what is right over what is fun, fast, or easy, and choosing to practice our values rather than simply professing them. So one of the values every religion has is something we call the Golden Rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So don't do anything to anybody else that you wouldn't like somebody to do to you. So let's just think about being in integrity of practicing that Golden Rule. Let's take that into meditation. In this moment, we acknowledge that the spirit of life is whole, perfect, and complete. It created everything out of itself, giving it that essence of itself that is love and joy and harmony and wholeness and peace and beauty and truth and justice and integrity and all the good that we could ever imagine and more, because it is infinite. And yet it is immanent, it is present right here, right now, in, through, and as each one of us. Each of us is an incarnation of that one. And so I know that we are here in this space this morning to connect with that infinite essence that is the truth of us. And that the music we hear and the words of Reverend Madalyn's talk and all of the activities of connection and interconnection that we engage in today are that spirit expressing in form that we are bringing heaven into manifestation by each thought, each word, and each action that we undertake this day. And so I am grateful for this time together, for this commitment, for this connection, for this community of loving essences that know the truth of the spirit of life within and express it everywhere, all the time. And so with great, great gratitude, I release my word into the law of life itself, knowing that the law is responding by corresponding to this energy and that it is bringing it into perfect manifestation. And we affirm this together as we say, and so it is. And so now we get to say our affirmation for this week. I will say it first, and then we will say it together. My visions are the stuff of spirit itself. My visions are the stuff of spirit itself. And so it is.
I'd gladly walk across the desert with no shoes upon my feet to share with you the last bite of bread I had to eat. I would swim out to save you in your sea of broken dreams. When all your hopes are sinking, let me show you what love means.
Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time?
I would whisper love so loudly every heart could understand. Love and only love can join the tribes of man. I will give my heart's desire so that you might see. The first step is to realize that it all begins with you and me.
Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? Thank you.
Yes, I do think it's time. Hey, I do. Thank you so much for singing that. I love that song. So, what we're talking about this month is going further together in community. And it's such a powerful message. And today, it's our shared vision. And I get all excited about talking because I haven't done it for a while. And so if I run off with the mouth, please be patient. But a vision is our ability to think about or plan the future using our imagination, our intuition, our wisdom. And so that's what it's about. And you never know what's going to happen. Because, I don't know about you guys, but earlier this week, this song was running through my head. And it's this one. I dreamed of rain, and the rains came. Soft and easy, sweet and clear. I dreamed of rain, and the rains came, and peace spread over the land. It kept running through my mind, and then the rains came. I was so excited, and it was just, yeah, it's almost the power of vision, because yes, they had forecast the rain, but there's always a chance that they're wrong, and sometimes they are. So, but it's just, it rained. Oh, yes. So it's the power of that vision, the power of our thoughts, the power of us being together in consciousness, and the oneness, the wholeness. Because we know that what we think shows up in our world. Because when we think it, we get emotional charge upon it, and we get into movement, and then guess what? Stuff comes back. It's just like, we know the equation, it works. So so the thoughts that we put out there that manifest in glory that we're happy with, great. But if there's something in your lives that you're going, I could do without that. Okay, shift your thinking. You can change that. It's not a permanent thing. Well, this too shall pass. We're all kind of passing through here. So we might as well have fun. You might as well have a good time with it. So there is timeless wisdom that comes to us from the science of mind and our beliefs. We believe the ultimate goal of life to be a complete emancipation. And last week, Reverend Rafe told us that complete emancipation, it's a process. It's not a click switch. It's like you're constantly growing and manifesting new things from which, a complete emancipation from all discord of every nature. Envy, fear, all those kinds of things. And this goal is sure to be attained by all. We believe in the unity of all life, and that the highest God and the innermost God is one God. So how does this emancipation, how does this complete emancipation happen? Over time, as I said, but also in many different ways. Before service, we were just talking about Montana, and I've just returned from Montana. I was there for a dream tending workshop. And one of the things that happened was I had a nightmare when I was there. How perfect. You go for dream tending, which is, anyway, I'll explain that a little bit later maybe. And in this nightmare, there was a flood. It was catastrophic. And so I came into the group, and I was being held by 17 other people. So we were in community. And I told my nightmare. And so I was in so much grief. And they held my grief for me and with me. And then through working with the dream and being together with it, music showed up. Jackson Brown's After the Deluge. And it's like, or Before the Deluge. I think it's, it's like it's both. But it's like, wow. And because my grief was for the little ones in the climate, all the little ones following us, the great nieces, the granddaughters, the grandsons, the great nephews, all the little ones. So I was holding this, and what this music and things helped me do was to be able to hold the grief and the sorrow and have joy come through as well, so that I could feel joy. So when I'm in joy, then I can do positive things. I can do things that are going to make a difference. And part of the song, which, of course, I kept playing on YouTube, is let the music keep our spirits high. Let the buildings keep our children dry. Let creation reveal its secrets by and by and by. When the light that's lost within us reaches the sky. But it's like, oh, this is amazing. This is what I needed to hear because I was hurting. And in community, you could hold that and lift each other up and comfort each other. And it's just amazing that the vision of being together in community takes you farther. So the spiritual vision, of course, is to perceive the eternal presence in all of us, because we are all one thing. We are all together. The wholeness, the truth, the beauty in everyone and in everything. It's not just, us. It's the whole universe, the whole everything. And Ernest Holmes on page 282 of the textbook reminds us, as we bring ourselves to a greater vision, we induce a greater concept and thereby demonstrate more in our experience. In this way, there is a continuous growth and an unfoldment taking place. There's always more. So when you do an affirmative prayer or when you articulate a vision or a goal or whatever, I often tag on this or something better. Because if my vision isn't big enough and there's more out there, as there always is, I'm welcoming it. It's like, bring it on. I can go farther. I may create a little box, but the box should maybe be this big, or no box. Who knows? So I don't know how many of you are acquainted with the Centers for Spiritual Living Global Vision, but it's on the website and you can access it. And I'm going to give you a little bit of taste of it, because it's important, because it is a bigger vision than just us. And so the first line is, we envision all people, all beings, and all life as expressions of God. Taking that in. We see a world in which every person lives in alignment with his or her highest spiritual principle, emphasizing unity with God and connection with each other. In a world that individually and collectively we are called to a higher state of consciousness and action. It's like, there is so much that's possible that we haven't even gone there yet. We envision humanity awakening to its spiritual magnificence and discovering that the creative power of thought, a world where every person discovers his or her personal power and ability to create an individual life that works within a world that works for everyone. So each and every one of us is a manifestation of a divine idea. And we can go farther than we even think. We can go farther than we even think. We envision a world in which we live and grow as one global family that respects and honors the interconnectedness of all of life. Because to make a visual on this, I just love, like I was just doing this, that's why. I take a little rock and I throw it in the water. And I watch all the concentric circles. It just goes and goes and goes and goes. So we put ideas out and we have impacts way beyond. It's like that, I don't know if it's real or not, but the story about the butterfly's wings flapping and impacting the world. You don't know where things that you do, kindnesses, little things that you've done for someone, you don't know the impact that has on somebody. Sometimes you get to know. Sometimes they tell you. But you don't know what picking up a piece of trash might mean. You don't know how powerful you really are. Or maybe you do. I hope you do. I encourage you to remember that you are. We envision a world in which we live and grow as one. Oh, I already read that. It's important I read it again, obviously. We envision a world in which we live and grow as one global family. We are all in this together. Yes. That honors and respects the interconnectedness of all life. A world where this kinship with all life prospers and connects through the guidance of spiritual wisdom and experience. So I mentioned that dream, and part of my grief about that was the climate. And I'm very excited that the Climate Change Conference, COP26, is going to be taking place in Glasgow, Scotland, starting on October 31st. And over 200 countries and businesses and more people are joining in all the time are going to be there. And I went back to see, I go, well, what's COP? Like, it's Conference of Parties. It's the people. It's all of us. And I have a vision that that conference is going to be pivotal. That this climate change thing is going to get going in a real way. So that we can actually shift and preserve the planet for viability for the little ones. That's my hope, that's my joy, that's my knowing. There's a local communities and indigenous people platform on their website. And they had this statement, which I love too. An open and inclusive space for bringing together people and their experiences to build a climate resilient world for all, for everybody, for every creature, for every rock, for heaven's sakes. Yes. And the vision goes on. We envision a world where personal responsibility joins with social conscience in every area of political, corporate, academic, and social sectors, providing sustainable structures to further the emerging global consciousness. This is all the CSL vision. And I was aware of it. I've read it before, but I wander off. I don't know about you guys, but I wander off. So it's good for me to be reminded. And it goes on, and I won't read it all now, but it talks about having enough food, shelter, and a sense of belonging and value for every person. And world peace, enfranchisement, justice, and that the resources of the earth are valued and cared for, that we honor the earth, and we share those resources. And we forgive ourselves and others when we goof up, because we do. We do goof up, but we know better. We can go better. And the other thing is a world that has renewed our emphasis on music, on art, on creativity, on the aesthetics, on the human giving forth in a beautiful way. Right, if you're a writer, if you're a painter, if you're a musician, I find myself doing all sorts of different things that are important and do give me that feeling that I make a positive impact on other people. And then I also participate in something called the World Dream, because I know and accept that the dreams that I have at night and the dreams that other people have at night, there's a coalescence. There's a shared mind in that unconscious state. And it could be lucid dreaming, but I record all my dreams, because there are seeds of the vision in there. There are things that are beyond what my waking cognitive mind will come up with. So I find it so powerful. And that's why I do the dream tending things that I do. If you have questions, please ask me. And it ends up on the CSL as, we envision a world that works for everyone and all of creation. All of creation. Even the ugly fish. Even the things, like, well, I'm not fond of snakes, but it works for the snakes too. It works for everybody. And Khalil Gibran says, I prefer to be a dreamer among the humblest, with visions to be realized, than Lord among those without dreams and desires. So if you have like a desire or a vision or something that's coming forth, it could be coming in a dream, it could become, someone can come up and talk to you about it, and it just like sparks. Just little, pay attention. Those awarenesses, those synchronicities, those things that come in to just say, hey, pay attention to me. It's like there's something greater wanting to be birthed from us. And it's amazing. I talked about wanting to remind myself of things. So one of the things that I do is I have some of my vision on my little card, and I've got little cards around the house. My husband's very tolerant of me. So this is the first line of it, and you can tell that I got some of it from the CSL. I'm a catalyst, awakening myself and others to our infinite creative essence. And that's what I walk around wanting to do. And also making a positive difference in other people's lives while thoroughly enjoying and reveling in my own without expectations of acknowledgement. Because my little ego likes to get attention. But I do it because that's who I am, what I want to experience. So each of us is here for a purpose. And we're a revealer of love, which is why the songs are so perfect today. Because we're revealing love. We are walking love. Love for our planet, love for each other, love for our surroundings, love for our creativity, love for all those experiences that touch us deeply. There's lots of ways to tap into your intuition. Some of you are familiar with Reverend Dr. Michael Beckwith, and he has a whole visioning process that is, if you can't find it, let me know. I'll help you out with that. And there's a questionnaire, but it's going within, tapping that inner root to find out what is wanting to be birthed through me. What is my gift to the world? And when you access, according to him, when you access the vision within you, and you find that your moments of high inspiration become the next stage of your evolution, you don't know what's possible. The vision that you catch on to may be amazing. It could be an individual vision that feeds a community vision that feeds a global vision. It's just, and your thoughts as the science of my teaching, your thoughts are the creative material, and your feelings, and then your actions. Because if you're in that line, you can't. Not, sitting on your bottom is not going to work. Because you're going to have that divine discontent if you're just sitting there and you've got ideas firing within your heart, so what is your vision for your life? What do you do? And it may be being in service. It may be distributing firewood to homes that need the warmth during the winter, when it's safe to have fires. You don't know what it is. It may be being a court-appointed special advocate for a child going through a tough time. It could be, Sunday service. It could be singing. It could be just singing out and just being there for someone and listening with full compassion. All those things. So, what have you always wanted to do for community? You can think about that. You can journal. You can ponder. You can walk in the forest. And maybe you'll get rained on. It would be great. But in Proverbs, way back, this is like not news, but where there is no vision, the people perish. Yeah. Where there is no vision, the people perish. And Rumi tells us, the truth is that we reach to the vision we create and hold. You are that powerful. You create your own vision. And so do all the cells of your body. Because you're all one. So clear your mind of limits and move into spirit. Let's take this into prayer. I open up to the magnificence of the universe. The all-loving, the all-knowing, the all-powerful source that is in and through each and every one of us. We are divine beings, all one and all whole. I just know and accept that as we step into and embrace this unity with all, we are inspired. I know and accept that our vision for a world that works for everyone comes forth. And each and every step we take upon this earth, it's a manifestation of that vision. And I know and accept that we are all enveloped by that love, that light, that divine guidance, that wisdom. And we listen. We listen. And I also know and accept for those with heavy hearts and grief that there is a love and a light surrounding each and every one of us. That there is comfort. That there is that deep inner knowing that it is all love. And it's eternal. So I know and accept for each and every one of us that we are perfect manifestations of spirit. We are vibrant, vital, healthy, prosperous, just amazingly creative people. And I know and accept that the solution already exists for every issue that we might face. I just know and accept with deep faith that we walk on this earth with love, compassion, and wisdom. So I breathe that in. And I know and accept with deep, deep gratitude that that creative law is saying absolutely yes. It is done. It is done. It is complete. And it manifests with grace, ease, joy, and power. So I claim it. I express it. And I let these words go with deep conviction, knowing, grace, love, and thanks. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you. Oh, gosh, my goodness. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. That's a very good reminder. Okay, now if I could find where I'm supposed to be. Is there music? There must be music. Intention. Okay. We're gonna do our giving intention and then have the affirmation. Okay. So if you would like to take your conscious contribution in your hand, and I always place mine over my heart. And those here in the hall, we will pass the basket around, or bring a basket around for you. So go within and say, I give this gift with love and joy from a consciousness of abundance. Divine love blesses and prospers all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. And we get more music.
Money is coming to me. Money is coming to me. Money keeps coming to me. Money is coming to me. Money keeps coming to me.
Money keeps coming to me.
Money is coming to me.
Money keeps coming to me.
Money is coming to me. I can just feel it, and I believe it's coming to me now.
Coming to me
I'm
now.
not worried about
I'm not worried about how.
money is coming to me.
Come on, come on, come on.
The universe is working for me.
Working and working.
I can just feel it, and I believe
I believe.
it's working for me now.
Working for me
I'm
now.
not worried about
I'm
how
not worried about how.
money is coming to me.
Come on, come on, come on.
More than enough to live,
To live,
more than enough to give,
give now.
more than enough to share.
Share
Feels
now.
like it's already here.
Give now.
More than enough to shop,
Shout now.
more than enough to drop now,
Drop now.
more than enough to save.
Plenty
Left over to give away. Money is coming to me. I can just feel it,
Feel that freedom.
and I believe
I believe.
it's coming to me now.
Coming to me
I'm
now.
not worried about
I'm
how
not worried about how.
money is coming to me.
Come on, come on, come on.
Money is coming to me.
And I know and accept that we are all prosperous, and that as we give, we are receiving. There's a divine creative cycle in there. And that these funds through this Sierra Center do great work in the world. And I just know and accept that we walk in a field of prosperity, love, and light. And I'm so grateful for all of these things, knowing that they are pressed down and running over and multiplied. So with gratitude and thanks, I say yes to this. Together we say,
So it is.
just a couple little things, reminders. Please do, when you feel the urge to come, because we are wearing our halo, and we are consciously being here together. And I know and accept that I'm on Facebook and YouTube and too, and God knows I've learned how to use it. So, it's just whatever your heart wants to do. But do participate in the community. And also, I'm so jazzed. So Juanita is our magician, our wizard. She makes it everything work. She's told us in such a beautiful way. And then Reverend Lenny doing our affirmations. And Jerry, my beloved husband, doing the candles. Okay, and then Hillary, making sure you're there. Pardon? I haven't done it. And oh my God, I'm just so grateful, Valerie, Marilyn, yeah,
And thank you for doing our talk today, since no one's going to thank you.
Something wonderful is happening as me right now. It's this thing called creativity. It's this thing called creativity. It's this thing called power. It's this thing called power. It's this thing called vision. It's this thing called vision. I know it. I know it. I feel it. I feel it. I sense it. I sense it. Because I am it. Because I am it. And so it is. And so it is. Thank you all for coming.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here.